my whole life I had the belief that in order to do cardio really well, you need to be fully hydrated and fully fed and that those types of beliefs. And I think heaps of people have them. It kind of makes sense logically that because sometimes after you do cardio, you get thirsty and all of that. But turns out in inexperience, it's just not the way. So what I do is I 3 times a week or 2 or 3 times a week, I'll do a 10-minute uh, really intense treadmill run. Either it'll be 10 minutes as fast as possible on a 3% incline, consistent, non-stop, or I'll do alternating 1 minute sprints with the highest possible incline, which on the machines I use is 16%. The reason I do this is because I'm doing sparring once a week for boxing, and I was doing an experiment where I wanted to see if I could maximize my sort of cardio, my ability to spar without getting stuffed, but in the minimal amount of time. So I wanted to, basically get it done, but in the minimal amount of time, so I didn't waste time, every day running 10 kilometers or whatever usual boxers do. And it's nothing serious, it's just a few dudes sparring each other once a week. So I started the experiment and I noticed it did help a lot. It really does. 10 minutes 3 times a week or even twice a week, including the sparring, because these 10-minute sprints or whatever on the actual treadmill is so intense, it does make a huge difference when I'm sparring, I notice. The key with them is to make them as intense as possible. The reason I do them on the treadmill is because it can be quantified. There's no way to, it's just there's very little variables. You put it on the speed, you put it on the incline, and that's just what it stays at. And so I can quantify whether or not I'm getting better or worse at each workout. So I've been doing them for a little while. And when I first started dry fasting 24, 48 hours during the week, I remember the first time going to do it when I'd done a 24-hour dry fast, and I was really sort of scared and really tentative to actually do this run, and I didn't really feel like doing it. I sort of felt a bit spacey and a bit just out of it, and I had this feeling that it wasn't a good idea, or well, I had the belief that it wasn't a good idea. But I did it, and lo and behold, it was great. I don't know what it is, but something about being dry fasted for 24 hours and doing these really intense sprint workouts, I think it was just better. I was able to push myself a little bit more, and it felt more comfortable. I think the reason being is that I was a little more detached. When I dry fast for 24 hours or more, usually at around the 24-hour mark, I will become very present, very relaxed, very sort of detached from pain and detached from thoughts, and just sort of a calm, content, relaxed state. And this definitely helped with just dealing with the pain of these sprints and just pushing myself forward. So yet another thing that I've just taken in these sort of mainstream beliefs and information I was given from books and shows and parents and friends and siblings and whatever, saying that no, you should drink water, you should drink this or that before you run, but it turns out being wrong. And it's just a reminder that everything needs to be experienced. So no matter what I do, I just need to experience it myself before I can make a decision, because usually the information I've been given before I've experienced it is completely wrong. Then I have the experience and it's the opposite of what I thought it would always be.